Hello and welcome to this series of Outgunned Star Wars. I realize now that I hadn't really given this a proper name, so that's what the name is now. This is a series of Outgunned from Two Little Mice. I have done a little bit of hacking, not really with the mechanics, but I've rewritten some roles and tropes and feats to make it more Star Warsy. This is mainly using Outgunned Adventure, but there may be one or two things from the standard Outgunned core as well. Maybe we'll see. Um, yeah, this is a game run on the open hearth. We're an online gaming community when we've been around for quite a few years now, since before the pandemic. So that's the ancient time. I'm Anders, he, him. I will be the director for this series, which means I'm the GM. And I think that's all I'm going to say here. Oh, let's talk about safety tools. I just mentioned we're using several safety tools. We have lines and veils, the X card, the open door, and the open heart code of conduct. We're also using a romance matrix. Nobody needs to worry about that much. Yeah, lines and veils. We have a line against sexual assault and violence. We have ask first on some other things. I won't go through all of them. You can check them out. Players, there's nothing particularly interesting to someone just watching, I think. I think I'm going to yeah, I don't think I need to add anything there. Yeah, I'll veil consensual sex, actually. I think we don't need to have that on screen. Um, yeah, cool. Let's introduce our players and characters. I will go in character keeper order because that is the most imaginative way to do it, which means Stephen goes first.
Hi, my name's Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Ozic, who is a appearing to be a Jawa, but is actually a droid in a little Jawa outfit. And he is an AZ droid, which is one of the surgical mechanical kind of things um, that we see in Rebels, believe. No, the Bad Batch, the Bad Batch. And he has a BD droid modified um, that is kind of his helper. He does mechanical fix it kind of stuff. He's sneaky, um, and he is a free droid and probably wanted by somebody. And he's good at hiding, and he also, of course, used to be a surgical droid, so he can fix people up too.
Cool, thank you. Next up is Greg.
Hey, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Yabur, Iceman. He is a Gagarin. Gagarin are I honestly don't know where they first appear in Star Wars media. I should look up on the Wikipedia page. Um, they are because Wampas are too cool to not have a sentient version. So Iceman is we took the role of the Guardian, trope of the crime syndicate defector. He's kind of old. He's been around the block. He's been around the solar system. He's seen a lot, and he's on the run from the crime syndicate. He took something. It's locked. He can't open it. Um, and it's bad, but people want it, and they want him probably dead because of it. Yeah. He's got a big old blaster rifle too, which he's not afraid to use. Uh, and he has taken the next character under his wing. We did talk about that a little bit during character creation.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next character and Rich.
Hello, Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. My character's name is LeBlanc, and LeBlanc or Leb uses the she, her pronouns. Leb grew up on what did the level? Crap, gotta look it up. Level 5212 of Coruscant, which means just below the surface. She spent all of her youth playing VR Sims. Are we playing post original trilogy, like New Republic time
Um,
frame?
I think I pitched it somewhere as it's between the Battle of Yavin and the Battle of Endor, so it's in the Rebellion era.
Amazing. She's played through all the Clone Wars Sims, and she's now out in the galaxy, eager to live out all of the fantasies that she's got high scores on. So she's pretty confident in her abilities, which are not terrible, but not as good as she thinks they are. So she is young, and she's probably going to be learning some things.
That is the way. Yeah, cool. We will jump straight into it. Iceman, you're kind of a bounty hunter, as I've understood it. Um,
You know, here and there, probably more hunted than hunter, but yes, taking a contract on occasion.
yeah. So you've just finished a job. What planet are you on?
Ooh, of all the many planets of Star Wars. And this is the time of the rebellion. Let's see. Let's look at the Star Wars, the colonies.
You want to go with one of the big famous ones?
Yeah, let's go with Corellia because that's pretty,
Ooh,
it's scummy and it's not great.
yeah.
Firmly
Uh,
under the Empire's fist,
yeah, under
or at
the
least
boot of the
puppet
Empire,
sector. Yeah.
and we're in one of the cities because Corellia is pretty much is what we see of Corellia is the scummy cities. Um, where do you think are you hanging out in a bar after you finish this job, or where do you think you like the group of you? Where do you think you would hang out?
Uh, I think Iceman's trying to get off planet now.
So we're in a bar.
Yeah, looking for transport.
Yeah. So you're in a
Uh,
bar near the spaceport, basically.
yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we
Uh,
imagine that there is a legal age for drinking in on Corellia?
no.
Okay,
There's
awesome.
probably one on the books, but
Yeah.
So
Nobody
you're saying I hacked the stake ID for nothing? Okay,
can.
good deal.
Yeah, you're hanging out in the bar. Suddenly, there's and this is a Star Wars cantina. There's all kinds of shady people here. There's a commotion at the door, and someone yells, there he is!" And a bunch of pike henchmen rush in, and they are going straight for Iceman. Um, there are way too many of them here, and you can see they're heavily armed. This is not a group of people you want to fight. You need to just get out of here. Um, so we're going to do this as a run, which is it's kind of like a chase, where
okay.
you're just trying to get away from something dangerous. Think Indiana Jones and the rolling boulder, uh, that sort of thing.
So I have bad feeling
Cool.
I get a free reroll when preempting dangers or ambushes. Is this a reaction roll or is
Yeah,
or is this something completely separate?
this is going to
Okay.
be a reaction roll. I think that feels like it could apply here. So
Okay.
for the first roll, I think you can you can get that because you had a bad feeling something was coming just
Yeah.
before this happened. So during a run, I need to look at the rule summary. I should mention for anyone listening or watching that none of us have played this game before, so we're going to learn a bit as we go. So a run is 3 to 5 turns of dangerous reaction roll. Reaction rolls means that the GM tells you what to roll, and dangerous means that if you fail, you're going to lose grit.
Okay.
The difficulty here is going to be critical, which means you need 3 of a kind,
Yep.
on your roll to succeed. Yeah. So, and the first turn, we're going to do this 3 turns, and I'll say that right up ahead. And there's some special things that can happen after the first turn. But on the first turn, you make a roll, and I'm going to tell you what to roll. And I think this is going to be because you're trying to get out of there. I think this is going to be brawn because that's the most like athletic thing, and I think dexterity, which is under crime, because
so I'm rolling 4.
Yeah. So and this is for all of you. All of you roll the same thing, because you're trying to get out of this cramped bar as it's being swarmed by the Pike Syndicate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you have 4 dice standard. You can do some extra things to get more dice if you want to, like spend destiny or make the roll a gamble. Or you can just be happy with your 4 dice.
Did you stick the die roller you decided we'd use in?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Yeah, thank you. I think I lost it when I switched back.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'm rolling 4, and so I can spend destiny to
You can spend
to
1
activate
destiny to get an
things.
extra die.
But I get a reroll, so I'm just gonna go with my 4 dice.
Yeah.
Because this is my reaction, essentially. I'm preempting the ambush. See how well I did. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's pull those 2 6s aside, and I'll reroll these 2.
Yeah, since you have a free reroll, there's no risk involved.
Yeah, oh crud.
Yeah. So now let me check. So let me tell you what the stakes are here.
Okay.
Since you failed and this was a critical roll, you would lose 3 grit. You can use a basic success to basically protect yourself against one of those grit losses. So right now you would lose 2 grit. And let me check about.
I think Iceman he stands up as fast as he can, and dodges like a blaster bolt, but it's a crowded cantina, and he's a big guy, and he's not moving fast enough. So
that makes perfect sense. So yeah, you cannot go all in because to do that, your reroll had to improve your result.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, since this was a free reroll, if this hadn't been a free reroll, you would have lost the success you already had because you didn't improve your result. But since it was a free reroll, there was no risk. You could just yeah. So at this point, you will lose 2 grit.
Got it. Marked.
So you're still on your way out, but you get tagged by a blaster on the way. Let's have LeBlanc go next. And you're rolling the same thing.
Cool. I think there's a moment when LeBlanc, they all rush in, all the pikes rush in, and they say, hey, let's get them, where LeBlanc's shoulders slump, and then Iceman runs away, and she's like, what? I thought this was a cutscene. And then she stumbles out of her chair and takes off after. So building a roll is what's our defined reaction roll again?
Brawn, and I said dexterity, and now that I
Really
look at dexterity, it's probably not the ability. it should probably be stunned, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, dexterity is more like manual dexterity, and this is
That
more
doesn't change the number of dice I would have rolled anyway, so I like it.
cool. So brawn stun.
Okay, I'm rolling 6 dice, and I'm going to pull my dice over to the far right, at least as far as I'm looking at them, before I roll them, so they are not considered rolled. I just pulled the dice out.
Yeah.
And, oh, can I control click multiple? Can I not? Can
I'm
I?
moving it for you now. You have the 6 yellow dice over on your side, right?
Shift?
I just clicked them.
Yeah, he
Oh.
just clicks it, selects it.
Oh, well, I wanted to roll 6 at the same time.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
just
I mean, if you click and then click the next one, and then click the next one, and click the next one, you don't
No, it
have to
looks
hold
like
anything down.
it looks like it's switching, but okay.
Sorry, I was clicking your dice as well. I should stop doing it.
Oh, yes, that's what was happening. I think I have selected them all. I will try to re-roll them.
Cool.
Yeah, they
Yep.
did all re-roll. And I'm looking for pairs, so I have 2 pair.
Yeah, you actually want. Sorry, I should stop touching your dice. You've got 2 pairs, and you need 3 of a kind. However, since 3 equals 1, if you get 3 pairs, that counts as a 3 of a kind.
Got it.
So right now you would lose 1 grit because
Okay.
roll means you lose 3 grit, but each basic success, each pair, can remove one of those, can protect you from one of those grit losses.
I'll eat the 1 grit. That sounds appropriate for me. So when I eat 1 grit, I just mark that 1 box, and that's what happens. Cool.
So what does it look like? Iceman got up, got tagged by a blaster. What do you do? What happens
Yeah,
to you?
I think since it's just 1 grit, there's a point where LeBlanc is getting really excited. She sees Iceman get hit by a blaster bolt. That freaks her out. I don't think she's ever seen Iceman actually hit or hurt by anything. And she like clips the door on the way out and busts her shoulder, and then does a little pirouette type thing, but keeps running, stumbles, puts her hand on the ground to keep herself from completely falling and face planting, and keeps running. Aztec, come on. Oh, it's Azek? Azek? AZAC. How do we say it? Do we say Azek?
Azek.
Azek, come on, come on.
Yeah. Bump into the door. Azek, you're up.
So, my skills, I think my brawn is 2 and my stunt is 2, so I'm rolling 4 dice.
Yep.
Will my gear of Jawa disguise inconspicuous add a die?
Ooh. Yeah, I think they don't notice you as much as the others. Like they're going for Iceman, and they know that LeBlanc, she clearly is sitting together with him, but you're small and not as noticeable. So for this role, maybe not later, but for this role, absolutely, you can get an extra die for that.
I didn't. I want to understand mechanically. There's the response. Is that right? Is that what this is called? Whenever you set the skill, reaction, and so things like this, like guns and gear and that kind of stuff, can be added to reactions. Is that correct?
Both actions and reactions.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me
and
roll.
that's you get help is the mechanical way, and that's if another character helps you or if your gear is useful.
Is there a cost for a character to help you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think. I need to.
We can cover that later.
Yeah.
I don't want to derail things. I just was curious. Yeah.
I think in this situation, the others can't really help you because they're busy with their own stuff. I think it needs to be someone has an opportunity. You can spend successes for other players. So if someone gets a really good result, they can help you out.
Okay, so I'm going to roll my 5 dice. And I got 3 of a kind. I got 3 threes.
Nice. So you succeed straight up. And now at this point, you could still do a reroll if you wanted to get extra successes, so you could do something even better. but that's risky because if you don't improve your result, you will lose one of your successes, and in this case, you only have one, so you probably don't want to do that.
Right.
So, what does this look like? Are you sneaking out, or?
Yeah, so I think I was actually coming from if I want to make sure I understand correctly, the two of you stood up, and where are you headed? Are you headed towards the back door or front
That's
door?
where Iceman's headed. Yeah, gotta
Okay, back door.
get out of
That's
Corellia.
kind of what I heard. So I think I was coming back from the bar with, like a tray full of drinks, and they came in and they rushed the two of you, and I kind of dropped the drinks in the, in the craziness that happened, and turned and ran out the front door where they came in, right behind them. And I'm going to circle around to the alley where I think the back door is going to connect.
Yeah, cool. So Iceman and LeBlanc rush out the back door. Azek sneaks out behind the pikes. The pikes are rushing through, smashing things, shooting all around you. Iceman and LeBlanc, you're out back. You meet Azek in the alley. You still need to keep running because you can see there are more pikes coming. What's your plan? Where do you go? Are you rushing into the city? Are you rushing towards the spaceport? What's your where do you go? And I think Iceman is the one who will decide.
Is there a vehicle out back here? Like, is there a delivery truck or something?
Yeah, there's like a crappy old
delivery speeder
truck.
Yes. Is it droid operated or people operated?
This is people operated.
All right. Iceman's gonna put his fist right through the windshield or whatever to get access into it.
Cool. So I think let me see. I think
try to open the door for LeBlanc here.
Yeah. Cool. I'm not sure. I don't remember if you're all supposed to do the same thing here, but I think we can do this differently. This is still a reaction, and it's still dangerous, meaning you can still lose grit. I think what you're doing is brawn force. So let's have you roll that.
And then because I'm big and strong, does that count as help? Do I get a 7th die?
Absolutely. I just
break
remember
objects?
the thing. There is the thing in the run rules where you can do an action. Sorry, let me check.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Did I note that down here?
Trying to figure out how I can also
sorry. If you don't lose any grit. Someone who fails to get any successes will fall behind, but all of you got at least one success, so that doesn't happen.
Yes.
Someone who doesn't lose any grit, they find an opening, and they can make an action roll that can grant help to others or make their own next reaction roll easier or end the run altogether. So I think in this case, there is a speeder truck here. Iceman and LeBlanc, you are too busy dodging blaster balls. But Azek, you have an opportunity to get into this speeder truck to help you all get out of here.
Okay, so I think I'm going to try to steal the speeder truck, like hotwire it.
Yeah.
So that they can jump in with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that might be fix.
Fix sounds fair. Prime fix, maybe.
Prime fix, okay.
And this is I should note this is an action, so you choose what attribute and skill to roll.
Okay.
But crime fix definitely makes sense.
Yeah. And crime fix for me is going to be 5 dice.
Yeah, and this is basic difficulty. So you just need a pair to succeed with it. It's not difficult to hotwire an old speeder truck.
Okay, so let me roll those, and I got a pair of 6s.
Yeah. Cool. So you do it. You get the speeder truck going. I think this means that all of you will. Let's see. I should check what they say. This can make this roll can grant help to others, make their own next reaction roll easier, or end the run altogether. I don't think this is going to end the run. You will need to at least get out of here while they're still close and shooting at you. But I think this will grant help to all of you. Will have help, so all of you will have an extra die.
And I think what this looks like is like there was like a delivery van in the alleyway to deliver stuff to the bar, and I think there's actually somebody in the back unloading stuff and walking it in, and Iceman and Leb kind of run past, this confused person. I jump in the front, I jiggled some wires real quick and get it all started up.
Yeah, cool. So
I'm going to scoot over so Leb can hop in.
Yeah, let's start with LeBlanc then.
Okay.
So
I'm still in reaction.
yeah, now we're back to this. This was kind of at the end of the first reaction roll because Azek didn't lose any grit. They get an opening, so they get an opportunity to help out, to do an action. Now we're back. Now we're on the second turn of the run.
Okay.
And so we're back to reaction rolls. But I think for LeBlanc here, if you're intending to drive this thing, it would be Nerves Drive.
Okay. Nerves Drive sounds great to me. That is 5 dice.
Plus you get help.
Plus help. So I'm rolling.
Plus help. And you're a driver, so you get a free reroll.
Cool. All right. I'm rolling 6 dice with a free reroll. Here we go. That is 2 pair.
Yeah, and 2 pairs. So you need right now you're losing 1 grit, but you have the free reroll. So the 2 singletons you can just reroll for free.
Super useless. Okay, but I could potentially reroll again.
No, because you can.
I have to have some kind of success. Gotcha.
Yeah,
so I
you
lose
need
a
to improve your result to go all in. If the reroll improves your result, then you can do the extra all in.
I like that. That's pretty clever. I dig that.
Cool. But you get 2 basic successes, which means instead of losing 3 grit, you can knock 2 of those off. So you only lose 1.
Okay, cool. I lose 1 grit. I think my jacket eats most of it, but one of the pike is faster than the others, gets out the back and fires and hits me like on my left shoulder. It hurts, but mostly I'm upset because this is a really nice jacket.
It is a really nice jacket. And now it's a really nice jacket with a blaster burn. So Iceman, LeBlanc has jumped in and is starting to speed up. I think, are you just trying to jump in the back? Or
I think, I'm not even sure that the cockpit is big enough for Iceman. So I'm grabbing onto the side of the speeder and the like I imagine there's like the like on the back of a box truck there's those there's the handles, right? So jumping on the back of the tailgate, probably fighting off some pike as I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think you're still on a bronze stunt then.
Fair enough.
But you have the help, so you get an extra die.
So I have 5. Everybody can see the 5 I'm moving away. Yes. I'm not sure it really matters. Okay.
Yeah.
They're down.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I have a pair.
Yeah.
And this is not a free reroll, right? Or
you don't have a free reroll, so if you do, you can still reroll.
Okay.
But if you don't improve your result, you're going to lose the 1 success you have.
Okay. Well, then my chances are pretty good. So I can reroll 3 for that reroll. Okay.
Yeah. Reroll anything that's not part of the success.
Yeah, I lost my success.
Yeah.
My chances were good. I'm not wrong. 50-50
No.
Okay.
I think you are mathematically correct to reroll.
I'm just taking. So that means I take 3 grit, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I grab on. I'm on the back of this speeder van, but I think I don't know. Do you think like a pike is on there with me?
Oh
We're
yeah, yeah.
we're trading blows in
You're
the
grabbed
back.
on, but you haven't gotten your feet up,
Yeah.
and he kind of leaps and grabs onto you. So he's hanging on to your leg.
Technically I fall behind, right? Isn't that part of the?
Yes,
Yes.
that's
All right.
true.
So yes, hold on. Ah, ah, ah.
Cool. And finally, Azek, are you helping LeBlanc drive, or are you just trying to hang on?
So my first thought was help LeBlanc drive or shoot to distract the pikes so it's more difficult for them to follow. But with Iceman, so he's hanging onto the back of the truck and he needs help. Um, I might see if I can't try and help pull Iceman up.
Cool.
Or there's someone holding on to him.
Yeah,
Is that right? Then I'm going to try and shoot the person holding on to him.
cool.
That sounds
So
better.
you're basically laying down some covering fire, trying to get them because there's more pikes coming.
Yeah.
They're shooting at you. Cool.
Yeah.
So nerves shoot seems like a good roll for that. And again,
Okay.
this is dangerous. So if you don't get 3 of a kind, you're going to lose 3.
I need 3 of a kind. And do I get help for
Yes.
myself?
No. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to say that you get help. Yeah, because you're also in the truck. That is like that's what's helping you. That
Okay.
makes sense to me.
Okay, let me roll. And I got 5 5s.
Nice. Yeah, that is awesome. So if you get 6 of a kind, that means you get to basically just describe exactly what happens. But 5 of a kind, that's equivalent to doing, I think they call it impossible. So you will win the chase right here, or the run. This is cool enough to just end it. So what is it you do that's enough to get the pikes off you?
While I'm shooting back at the pikes, they've pulled out they all have nice blasters and that kind of stuff. And I hit one and it explodes in the middle of them.
Nice. Yeah, they have these like supercharged blasters, or one of them has like a heavy blaster rifle and a battery pack on his back. You shoot that, it explodes. They're thrown everywhere, and LeBlanc can just drive you out of there. They stop following you. They're in complete disarray. Several of them are probably dead, but they're all like knocked down and out of it. Cool. I think the way I'm going to do this awarding destiny, because that's one of the things I don't love about how this game works, because it's basically the director gives out destiny for anyone when they do cool stuff and all of that sort of thing. I think I'll do that like scene by scene, looking back at the scene to see. So that's definitely one destiny for that very spectacular, cool thing. I don't know where we want to land on how much destiny we give out. I think the rest was. I don't think. I think that was the standout moment, at least. That should definitely get a destiny.
I agree. That was the money shot. That's great.
Cool. So, Iceman, you know that the pikes. You stole this locked box from the pikes. I think as you're driving away, you can see Patsy, your old boss, is standing there cursing as you get away from his henchmen. You know that he has a lot of people under him. You probably need to get off this planet. You need to get off Corellia to get away from him.
For sure. Yeah, I think Iceman is holding on to the one, pulls himself closer onto the speeder truck, and then slams the camp tomb into the back of it and goes up to like the little window between
Mhm.
the cab where LeBlanc is. And Iceman, we need to get out of here.
Are you sure? That was great. That was actually really, really fun.
We need to get off the planet.
Okay, boss. Sure.
What else back there, Iceman? Is there, crates still
What's still back? Where?
in the back of the truck?
Oh, I don't know. Uh, a bunch of booze, I would suppose.
So I think, um, Azek's going to say we should sell the truck and the booze that's in it to get enough money to get into a cargo hauler. Yeah.
You could, like, if you find the right person at the spaceport, you could probably just trade the truck and the booze for passage or for getting stowed, going as stowaways.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. So who of you would know someone at the spaceport to talk to?
I mean, we're
I've
all
got a
pretty
3 in crime.
streetwise. Yeah, I got a 2 in crime, but a 3 in streetwise. We're kind of
Oh,
balanced,
okay.
Azek and I. I'm fine with being Azek.
Cool. So yeah, let's roll crime streetwise to find someone uh, to help you.
Why don't you try and find someone then, Iceman?
Okay.
Since you got us into this trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so that's 5, and this is critical or is this what's the
Yeah, I
difficulty here?
think this is the better you roll, the better a deal
Okay,
or
fair
the
enough.
more the better result you get, the better.
Gotcha.
And this is not dangerous, so you're not going to lose grit for failing.
Okay.
It's just that if you fail, it's
I
going to be
can
a bad.
choose to make it dangerous for more dice, though, right?
You can choose to make it a gamble,
What's a
which
gamble?
means that every one will cost you a grit.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm going to do that. All right.
Cool. So you get
Uh,
one extra die for
I
that.
get 1 extra die, and then every one becomes a grit mark.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a limit break when I hit bad. I'm just trying to hit that as soon as possible. All right. Here we go. Oh,
I
reroll
don't
and
see your
selected.
dice. I see the result where it says what you roll, but I don't see your die. But that's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Now
gonna move them.
it doesn't matter. I can see what
No,
you
no.
roll.
So I'm just gonna move them back up. Can you see those 3 dice I just moved up?
No.
Um, for me, his dice are at the far right-hand side
Yeah.
beneath his name.
Oh. Yeah. Now I can see them. Yeah. They
Okay.
were
So yeah, I
too
got
far.
3 4s, which is cool, and I got no shebs, no ones.
Cool. So
Um,
you can hold it there, or you can try for a reroll, but then you need to get either one more 4 or a pair or a 3 of a kind among the others, which is kind of risky. And critical is still a
it's
good.
still okay. As much as I love push my luck mechanics, I we need to get off Corellia. So I know someone.
Cool.
She'll get
Great.
us off the planet.
Oh, someone here. That's even more useful.
So who is it you know of this person? You probably dealt with them before. This is someone shady, but you know that yeah, this is going to be a bit iffy dealing with them, but they're not like they won't stab you in the back. They will deal with you straight up, but they're going to try to squeeze you for
For
as much as
everything
they
that
can.
they can get. Yeah.
Is this is this a hut maybe who's running crime in
Oh,
uh, uh,
outside of hut
Wait,
space,
it's Corellia. It,
it's
it could be a
Corellia.
big worm lady.
Could be a big worm
oh
lady.
yeah Grindelid, is that
Yes, the Grindlets. You're so quick on that.
Yeah, I've just added them to the Pinterest board. That's only.
Lady
mean,
Proxima.
it could be Lady Proxima.
Oh,
Why not? You
Let me
know,
screen
a
share
sucker for a
because
cameo. It's Lady Proxima. It's the right time
that's a
period.
rock.
She's still around, so
Yeah, she wasn't killed. She was just burned.
you can see that now, right?
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
I stopped sharing to avoid traumatizing people too.
traumatizing
Proxima
me
will
with
get us off.
happiness.
Yeah, so I haven't actually seen what she's in, I think.
You haven't seen Solo? Oh,
Oh
Solo's
yeah,
really
I have
good.
seen Solo. Oh,
Yeah.
then I just forgotten
Yeah.
about it because I'd forgotten most of
It's the
Solo.
very
Oh.
beginning. It's the very beginning. She's on
Okay.
Corellia when Solo's trying to escape Corellia.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's the crime boss. But
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So she's the crime boss. She's running the docks, space docks. Yeah, you know where to find her. Do you want to be the one talking to her, or does someone else want to do that? This would be
Volunteer boss. I'm very good with Grindelids.
Yeah, no, I think we'll let LeBlanc, we'll let LeBlanc lead this here. Azek and I are staying close for sure.
You made the right choice, boss.
Yeah. So you're probably rolling something with smooth here. She receives you. I think she's like hanging out in what kind of place where do you find her?
Oh, well, if we stick with stuff established in Solo, she's probably because she takes her skin is allergic to sunlight, so she
Mm-hmm.
always was in this like grotto, and
Cool.
it was like a grimy pool, and she had a lot of I can't remember what the species were that worked for her, but a lot of
I think they're
dudes.
also Grindelids.
No way.
I think there's a species morphism there.
Oh, that's wild. Did not know that. That's awesome. Leader of the White Worms. So, anyway, LeBlanc has never actually met a member of this species, the Grindelids. However, oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. However, she played this game where Grindelids, it was a point and click game that they hyped up for VR, and she was very good. There, she worked through all the speech puzzles, so she just figures that they talk just like the game, and she'll approach with a particular kind of flower that the Grindelids in the game loved.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you're rolling smooth? Is this speech or flirt or what's
Ooh,
your
that's
approach here?
great.
Is it
I think I'm
style?
gonna
Are you just trying to look cool or
smooth plus style. Yeah, I think LeBlanc enters escorted by some of the white worms. She's trying to conduct herself as if she's in charge. She also tries to cheat so that her right shoulder, which has the blaster burn on the jacket, isn't visible. And then she comes forward and kneels and offers up a flower. For you, Lady Proxima, our magnanimous benefactor who can help us in our time of need. I'm LeBlanc, and this is Yubur and Azek. And we need passage.
cool? Let's see the roll before.
Okay. So smooth plus style is where I was angling for, so I could roll
Yeah,
6 dice. I'm just going to try to roll 6 dice at all times.
yeah. And this
And
is not dangerous, but I think this is a gamble just uh,
mm,
straight up because who knows how they're going to react. You're going from a game, maybe that's going to work. Maybe they'll get angry. And like losing grit doesn't have to be like physical injuries, that sort of
Sure,
things.
that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that flexibility. All right, here we go. LeBlanc. Ooh,
You get
that is
2 pairs.
two pairs.
Uh,
Always two
you have a
pairs.
1 that's going to cost you a grit because this is a gamble. You can re-roll the 1 and the 4. Um, it's a bit risky, but you can do it if you want to.
I'm doing it.
Just a quick clarification on the rules of rerolls.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No. I'm just shaking my head
No,
because I haven't successfully re-rolled once.
Yeah. So, because you're locked in at 2 pairs, could Rich choose to re-roll one of those pairs as well and
no.
re-roll
You
4?
you only re-roll the single times.
Only the single dice. Okay, thank you.
And since 3 equals 1, getting an additional pair would be the same as getting, or would be 3 pairs are equivalent to 1 3 of a kind.
Someone's done some dice math, and I trust them.
Yeah. I don't know how that works, but there is a I've added the probability table on the rules tab if you want to look things up. But now your reroll did not improve your result,
That is a true
which means
statement.
you lose one of your successes. So all you get is one basic success. But you don't have any ones anymore, so you don't lose any grit.
Oh, sweet.
So I think what you get here is a deal, but it's a really bad deal.
We knew we were getting a bad deal from the outset. It's like it's no
So
problem.
she takes the flower and she kind of looks at it, and I don't know what her voice sounds like.
It's Linda Hamilton? Linda Hunt? Linda Hunt from Dune.
Oh,
The
yeah.
She sounds a little gargly.
Little gargoyle,
There we go.
you insult me with this flower out of season.
The season. Oh, sorry, guys.
And I don't think I can keep doing that voice. Or maybe I can. And I think you do. How do you like offer up this deal? Because you have like a truck at least half full of booze. That's what you have to trade with.
We have a truck to offer you in exchange for passage off of Corellia. Not that we don't love it. It's just the wrong season.
Bring in the offering. And some of her henchmen go out and start carrying in the booze, and she like bends down to look it over. This is a paltry offering, but I will accept it. And basically, you get passage in a cargo hold, and you're not actually packed down into cargo crates, but you'll be in a hold. It's cold, drafty. It's not going to be a nice trip, but it is a trip off of Corellia. So I think what's going to happen is that all of you will get the tired condition, because you'll be in a it's not very it's an unpleasant trip. And the tired condition doesn't bring a penalty. It's just that you can it's one of the you've taken one condition. You can take 2 more before you have to take the broken condition, which gives you a penalty to everything. So that it's basically just a tick that makes you closer to getting the worst condition. Cool. So where I think, Azek, where do you think this ship is taking you that you've been booked on? Because you're in a rush, you don't really have a lot of choice. Where does it take you? Or where is it taking you? You're still up in space.
let's see. I'm gonna roll a die. Oh, there's a lot of worlds in Star Wars.
I was really hoping that you had a die that was just Star Wars worlds.
Me too.
A big D20 is like Tatooine, Dathomir.
Oh, Tatooine's on 4 different sides, unfortunately.
Yes, of course. All roads lead to Tatooine.
Come on, window. So 9. So let's call that Bastion, which is in the Outer Rims.
Cool.
Bastion.
Yeah. So you know that you're on your way to Bastion. And as what do you do in this cargo hold? Because you can't leave the cargo hold. Your stowaways, all they did to help you was get you on board the ship. And after that, you're on your own. How do you spend your time there? And I think this is you have enough time to rest here that you get to recover your grit.
Azek, are we aware that you're actually a droid?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I was gonna be like, Iceman tries to figure out why Azek's not sleeping. No. And keeps falling asleep himself.
Yeah, so you have enough time to rest here that you can all recover your grit.
I think Iceman does the incredibly annoying thing in this cramped space that we're all in together of working out the entire time and sweating, and that it just wet dog kind of smell starts to just kind of reach on the point of unbearable. Sorry.
This old guy Goran trying to keep in shape.
Yes.
Cool.
But obviously overworks himself because I'm keeping the tired condition. So
Yeah, I think that's just sleeping on a metal floor
yeah.
and that sort of thing. The cold doesn't bother you, but it's still cramped conditions and all of that.
Yeah.
So, Azek, what do you think how do you spend your time here?
So I spent some time repairing, I want to try and fix anything up with BD or make sure that they're functioning properly, make sure I'm functioning properly. I look after LeBlanc and Iceman to make sure that, they're healed up well enough. There's nothing I can do about the uncomfortable situation. And then I'm going to power down. I'm going to plug into a power port and power down.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. LeBlanc.
LeBlanc reaches into her little back fanny pack or backpack thing and constructs her little VR visor, puts that on, plugs in her little ear bits, and um, has her little not joysticks things, and just plays a VR game for the entire time. So she won't even be aware of Iceman's working out or his smell.
The VR set has nose plugs.
Oh no, she's just super into it, so she doesn't.
She's just distracted.
Yeah, she'll notice it later. Oh my gosh, there are a couple still. Sorry, I just want to show this. There's a couple stills or a few stills from the skeleton crew, and this
Mhm.
crew of dudes looks pretty dope.
Ooh,
Look at that guy. That's the
she's the one.
Wolfman. The oh yeah, that's awesome. You guys are so good at this.
Very cool.
That pick is
Um,
awesome.
yeah. As you're going through space, and you've been going for several days, um, Iceman and LeBlanc, at least, no, I think it's just Iceman who hears this. Uh, there's a hail that goes out on the. There's like a speaker in the cargo hold as well. Um, This is the Crimson Dawn. Prepare to be boarded. And that's where we end this session.
Yes. Oh man, and I hope
Um,
Mark's character
LeBlanc should get
wakes up.
LeBlanc should get the destiny for the flower and the thing.
Yes.
That was
Love
cool.
it.
I like.
Yay.
Cool.
I hope Mark's a
Uh,
Crimson, yeah, the Crimson Dawn captain. That'd be great.
Oh, this is what I imagined the VR helmet or her VR goggle thing was,
Oh
Oh, cool.
yeah, very nice.
because that's why I was looking at the skeleton crew stuff.
Nice. Yeah. Let's do stars and wishes. And I'm going to do it the way Rich does it and start with wishes. And I'll let Rich go first.
Oh man, wishes. I wish for more of this. I love the high action, and if I had a wish for probably like a beat where we can see how our characters relate with each other outside of everyone trying to kill us. But
Mhm.
I'm loving it so far, so don't worry.
Cool. Thank you. Greg?
And see, I mute myself because yeah, okay. Uh the Mark, but that's gonna get fulfilled. I think yeah, I would like a some I don't know that there isn't a whole lot of like fleshed out interpersonal stuff.
Mhm.
Um but I'm looking forward to when I read through a little bit of the system, I was concerned this it verges on stare territory, but um I was concerned that it wasn't going to be brutal enough to be like hitting bad and hot the whole time. No, that doesn't seem to be the case at all. So my wish is to continue that. Please be brutal. I took all of the things anticipating brutality in that way, and it's been good. But yeah, some downtime, interpersonal, intercharacter scenes would be great. Um,
Yeah.
and I want to figure out what's in my camp too.
Yeah.
Camptono. I'm gonna get that word right.
Cool. Steven?
I'm looking forward to seeing more of the system. Um, I like what we've seen so far. I like this roll, then re-roll kind of, let's see if we can make it better. Although I am a little worried that the constant rolling and re-rolling might draw us out of the action, but it hasn't so
Mhm.
far. It's been good. Um, yeah, and I'm curious about things like, hey, do the numbers on the dice don't matter, right? You
Yeah.
know, it's
Except
it.
for when once,
Oh
if
yeah.
if it's a gamble, that's the only time.
Okay. So, um, is there any after, end of session things that we need to do?
No,
Okay.
there's no, like, you only level up when you go into like a big confrontation, a big scene. That's when like everyone gears up and that sort of thing. That's when you so there's no other end of session stuff.
Okay.
Cool. Um, yeah, let's do stars. Steven.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I liked how we started out kind of in the middle of danger. We were trying to, we each had to kind of figure out what was going on and how we could do it. A start to the dice. I mean, the dice were very good to me today. Um, so yeah, and I like all the characters that, I really like the art um that Rich came up with, and I like the mystery, of what's in the Cantono. So those are all great.
Cool, thank you. Greg.
Star to you, Andish, for choosing this game. I'm excited about it. Um, Star to Steven for playing the most Steven character, a droid
Mm-hmm.
who is also a Jawa.
It's Prime
Uh,
Steven.
Prime Steven, I love it. And then Rich, I love LeBlanc's job, whatever Ypnor says, which is great. And I'm digging the uh all because she's so young, all of her experience is just whatever she played on the Hollows. Loving that.
Yay, I'm happy. I was worried it would be less than good if I got too all up in video game terminology. I'll try to keep from going too far.
Fine. Rich?
I will say thank you for offering to run something new and different. It's a bold choice, and I like the character keeper a lot. So I think that was a really cool bit of design. So I've got to throw a couple of stars towards the game's design. While I share Steven's concern about the re-rolling, I like that the re-rolling is either a thing you can buy where you get free re-rolls in certain situations, which is cool because then it takes out the stress of. And I also like that, yeah, there can be multiple re-rolls, but all of it is predicated on a success. So it's like a ramping up of tension rather
Mhm.
than you're going to do a re-roll. Um, I'm mixed on the re-roll can make it worse, primarily because I have failed over and over, and I think my opinion might change if I see a mix, but that's not a star. Um, but boy, did it suck to always make things worse.
Yeah.
Appropriate for the character, especially at this point, but Rich Rich has to get over that hump, and he never will. Like he's not gonna. I know Rich, and he's gonna continue to freak out when he fails it too much in a row. Um, Stars to characters, I love that Azek is a medic droid. I think that's such a neat choice, and like the eyes line up perfectly, Steven. So like the canon does not bend in any way, shape, or form. I love the big and small of your two weirdos. I really am happy about that, and I always love when Greg gets to do the super gravelly voice. Uh, and as for having never seen Lady Proxima, your Lady Proxima was quite an approximation, one might say. I liked it. It was good. You should totally rewatch Solo to go, oh yeah, it sounds a bit like what I did. So thank you for that. It was fun.
Thank you. Stars to all of you for being willing to try this game. I share some of your worries, and my hope is that once we're more used to the system, the re-rolling and all of that will just move more naturally and fluidly. We won't need to spend as much time on it, so that like it doesn't break the action in the same way.
Yeah,
Um,
I totally see where the dice mechanics would become intuitive just a couple more times and it's going to be
yeah.
super straightforward.
Yeah, agree. I agree.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Blades in the Dark for me. You know, there's a lot of buttons to click and there's a lot of skills
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. But once you figure out, oh, okay, shooting is, shoot plus smooth or drop nerves or something, that'll be clear.
Yeah.
I will say that this game handles uh the old and young option and the I'm super big and I'm super small in a very interesting, like you can choose for that to be the interesting part.
Yeah.
And then I love that the option of too young to die, and I love the option to be the old harried and just slightly closer to doomsday. That
Hmm.
was that was great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how those balance out in like a short game versus a long game and all of that stuff. But like we're here to try out the system, so I'm not too worried about that. Um, yeah, I'm not going to talk more about the game. We'll try it out a bit more. Um, yeah.
One of my
And,
initial thoughts, if we're going to talk about mechanics, is I usually,
mhm,
whenever I see a system, I usually look for a couple of things to see what it's trying to tell me. and it's, what happens on a fail? What do you get? The things that stood out from this is what happens whenever you fail on the dice, and what happens in order to get XP.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a direction there. So the
Yeah.
fact that it seems like in this case, it's you get XP or you level up whenever you enter a big event is going to push everyone to do big events more frequently.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think I don't remember the exact because it's been a while since I looked at that part of the rules, but this is like, yeah, when you're going into the big confrontation, like when you start the trench run, that's when everyone does a level up, or I'm trying to figure out some other Star Wars thing. Uh, Probably, yeah, but that sort of thing. Like now we're starting the big final scene for this chapter or this, yeah, that sort of thing.
um, and then as far as like Rich was mentioning, failing the dice failing, you know, it didn't seem like there was anything to recover from that except for the rerolls. The rerolls
Yeah,
seems like what the system's doing to say, okay, I didn't get anything on my first dice. I'm going to go all in, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also a bit like if you don't get anything on your first roll, then you have to have a free reroll to get a reroll. Otherwise, you're just out of luck.
Mm.
And free rerolls are the things that you are your specialty. Like Rich has for driver. So when you're doing something with a vehicle, you get the free reroll. So you'll almost always get at least some success there, unless you're really really unlucky, which of course can happen. And it also means that if you get a middling result on your first roll, the free reroll is free. There's no risk involved there, so you can always do it. So you will get better. But yeah, I'm not sure on like there is no compensation for failing. You don't get XP on a miss or anything like that. So that can be a bit harsh. On the other hand, other than fictional positioning, you're just losing grit and get typically at least. Sometimes maybe you get a condition or something like that. But typically you're just losing grit and getting grit back is fairly easy. So but I'm not sure. We're still feeling things out.
Another start to you, Anders, is the, settings the difficulty. It would be hard to kind of feel that out. You're like, okay, these are critical successes, and I didn't know how the dice were going to work out. And then,
Mhm.
it's 3 grit, and then it comes back. That was enough. It felt dangerous. It felt like there was a threat,
Mhm.
but it wasn't too much. So
Yeah.
good job finding out where that limit is.
Yeah, but that was just critical success or critical difficulty is the standard difficulty, so I was just going by that. But it feels and that makes me trust the system a bit more because that means that yeah, it feels right. Um, cool. Yeah. Happy to be running a game. Happy to playing with you guys as always. And hoping Mark is here for the next session. Um, yeah. I think it's time to say goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.